Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to basically speak to the importance of rail transportation to regional integration and trade. In terms of global best practices, such as in Germany, where railways became an economic powerhouse because they were able to move manufactured goods and freight seamlessly throughout Europe. Our vision in the transport sector is to create an efficient and integrated intermodal transport system which will provide for interlinkages among four modes of transport, namely rail, road, air, and water, and ultimately transform Zambia into a regional transport hub, taking advantage of Zambia's geographical position in the SADC region. In this regard, the Zambian government has developed a national transport infrastructure master plan which contains the comprehensive expansion of domestic rail networks that are designed to link into regional networks. Therefore, working together as a region to formulate and implement policies that promote interoperability is and should be a must if the region is to achieve the desired benefits from the use of railway systems. There are numerous benefits that are derived from policies that promote interoperability in the railway sector, and allow me to mention but a few. Number one, safe and technical compatibility of trains and the railway infrastructure. Number two, the railway sector to compete more efficiently with other modes of transport, and in three, enhancing efficiency in transport service delivery and trade facilitation. Therefore, it is imperative that governments in the region foster collaboration by ensuring that differences in standards, technology, and capital investments required are harmonized. Further, collaboration with the private sector is key to implement regional rail projects and open up critical railway corridors which will enable trains to operate seamlessly across the SADC region and beyond. For instance, in Zambia, we have the greenfield railway projects that will facilitate linkages in the region, and therefore we call upon the private sector to partner with us on these projects, which include Kafue in Zambia to Lions Den in Zimbabwe, covering a total of 210 kilometers on the Beira corridor to the port of Beira. Then Saluka Mpulungu Railway Spur, 192 kilometers on the Dar es Salaam corridor. Number three, Livingstone via Kazungula to Sesheke Railway Spur, 200 kilometers on the north-south corridor. Livingstone via Kazungula Bridge to Motsetsi in Botswana, 430 kilometers on the north-south corridor, and Chipata via Petauke to Serenje Railway, 388 kilometers on the Nakala corridor to the port of Nakala. We have noticed that the rail transport sector has been experiencing a decline in the number of passengers transported and cargo freight services. However, we are accelerating our efforts to ensure that the railway sector improves its efficiency and contributes to the movement of heavy and bulk cargo, thereby preserving our road infrastructure. The development of new line corridors and greenfield railway linkages in the region where Zambia and its neighbors are interconnected will be crucial for regional integration and the interoperability of trains. This in turn will boost seamless trade by making the cost of doing business affordable and provide access to the market while guaranteeing economies of scale. Furthermore, we have observed that some member states in the region have begun to implement the electrified standard gauge railway system. If the region has to achieve the much needed interoperability, we should begin to discuss and formulate regional policies that will promote the shift from the Cape gauge to the electrified standard gauge system because of the enormous benefits such as technology is able to bring to the region as a whole. Protecting the environment is indeed very crucial in this regard as we are able to reduce on our carbon emissions. Carrying heavy loads at considerable fast speeds and efficiently is being durable, reliable as a mode of transportation. Having the potential to contribute to the industrialization of our region through cheaper but faster speed mode of transport. Competitive alternative mode of transport in comparison with road transport, which has dominated the region. And besides fostering efficiency and reliability, the standard gauge can contribute to the reduction of the wear and tear on our roads, thereby reducing road maintenance costs in the region. Therefore, we call upon SADC member states, railway agencies, and all stakeholders in the Southern African Railway Association to spearhead in formulating regional policies and mechanisms to introduce electrified standard gauge systems. Zambia is ready to play a pivotal role in achieving this aspiration. In order to promote modal shift, the government of the Republic of Zambia enacted a statutory instrument number 7 of 2018, the Railways Transportation of Heavy Goods. The statutory instrument compels the movement of at least 30% of selected heavy goods cargo by rail. This is an interim measure that is meant to boost the railway sector that has not been performing very well in the recent years. Our long-term desire is to improve the operational efficiency, reliability, and safety of the railway sector to the point that it would be able to compete and complement favorably with other modes of transport without the need for protectionist policies. Ladies and gentlemen, the SI further covers 22 commodities which include copper, cobalt concentrates, sugar, coal, local as well as imported, cement, sulfur and fuels, clinker, cotton, fertilizer, lime, maize, maize bran, manganese, mealie, molasses, nickel, silicon, soya cake, steel, tobacco, wood and timber, as well as zinc. Further, to optimize the utilization of the railway as a mode of transport, the Zambian government has promoted the open access policy that allows the private sector with trains to use the railway at a fee. Because of the implementation of SI number 7 and the open access policy, we have seen an improvement in the utilization of the railway through infrastructure, though infrastructure remains a challenge which we are now addressing. Currently, road freight transport has a dominant market share with over 90% as compared to other modes of transport. This has led to high price of road transport services, cost of road maintenance, environmental degradation, and road safety at the expense of other cheaper, more reliable modes of transport such as railway. Therefore, priority should be given to the railway sector, which has the potential to offer competitive and cheaper rates in the region. In answering the question as to whether we can achieve standardized rates in terms of transport charges by railway operators. As you are fully aware, the railway sector in the region operates under different conditions and has different cost structures, which makes it difficult to standardize the rates. However, with the proposed recapitalization of the railway administrations, the rates could be standardized after investing in the railway infrastructure. However, there should be flexibility to accommodate disparities considering economic fundamentals at play that may affect the tariff rates in the various railway administration. According to the latest estimates by the Economic Commission for Africa, the African Continental Free Trade Area is expected to increase intra-African trade in transport services by nearly 50% by the year 2030. Therefore, the freight size is expected to be doubled from 201 million tons per annum to 403 million tons per year by the year 2030. These projected increase in traffic compelled the current congestion and damaged roads caused by trucks calls for investment in the railway sector in order to match the increased cargo volumes. This is why Zambia wants to join the rest of SADC member states in promoting a possible shift from the Cape Gauge to standard gauge railway that would yield quicker turnaround times, which would be essential in dealing with increased traffic volumes. As Zambia, we have continued to engage the private sector through the public-private partnership initiative to open up the critical line corridors of Lobito, Walvis Bay, North-South, Nacala, Beira, as well as other green rail line projects as already highlighted. Currently, we in Zambia are using diesel-electric locomotives which have a carbon footprint of about 20 kg per ton per kilometer. Although this is 3 times lower than that for freight trucks, there is still room for further reduction by ensuring that we promote electric-driven locomotives, hence electrify all the railway networks or the introduction of hydro-rail, hydrogen-powered trains, and other green technologies available. Electrification or hydro-rail would reduce the emissions to significant figures. Further, it could reduce energy costs due to the lower price of electricity compared to diesel fuel. Therefore, the government of Zambia is actualizing this has begun talks with the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo to set up a plant that will start manufacturing batteries which we shall be able to export in the region. This is only the starting point as a short-term measure in the introduction of green technologies. The battery technology will provide us a learning platform for the use of green technologies, but also contribute positively to the economy of Zambia and the SADC region at large. As a region, we should come up with policies that will foster and promote the use of green technologies. As Zambia, we are open for such investment and keeping an open view to discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to turn my attention now to the Made in Africa AU Agenda 2063. A change in certain policies and an enabling environment that promotes investment in various sectors of the economy is crucial to attaining this AU agenda. Most African countries are endowed with vast land and other resources which is able to promote diversification. The missing link is improving the business environment and value addition. That is, encouraging small-scale farmers, miners, and/or manufacturers through provision of training, research centers, and capital to boost their businesses. Embracing new technologies requires ability and commitment. This will need the region coming up with harmonized policies and reforms that support business, promotes prompt and seamless flow of input materials or equipment, and outputs at the borders to spur investment. Regional integration must be promoted by all member states, and countries should derive equal benefits from effective implementation. Transport being an enabler to the national economies, reforms will be necessary that will foster and promote compatibility in the case of the railway infrastructure. Hence, governments must collaborate and propose how best the agenda can be implemented in view of varying concerns that must be considered. At the end of the day, allow me to state in closing that it is indeed exciting that as a continent, as a region, we're now beginning to talk the same language as in understanding the importance of regional integration as a means of not only increasing trade, but also a way of improving the lot of our citizens. With these remarks, I thank you so much for your kind attention. God bless you.